Your hand hovered over the reply box longer than it should have. Not because you didn't know what to say, but because you were trying to choose the safest version of you. The right tone, the right timing, the door that wouldn't cost you later. You felt that quiet pressure in your chest that says, pick correctly, and that's why this is a silent test. 3 doors, no instructions, no outside hints, only what your mind notices before it talks you out of it. Most of your life is this test, just disguised as ordinary moments. Walking into a room and adjusting your face, sensing something off in a conversation and pretending you don't, feeling a pause in someone's voice that your body understands faster than your words. You call it being careful, but your brain is always scanning and sorting. Safe, unsafe, known, unknown, and when you're tired, that sorting system gets aggressive. Overthinking starts quietly, rereading messages, rehearsing sentences, predicting reactions. Then emotional numbness arrives. Not sadness, just less color in everything. Then masking fatigue. You become fluent in appearing fine, smiling on cue, nodding at the right moments, laughing half a second after everyone else. And you don't notice the cost until you're alone and silence hits, and your nervous system admits it's been holding its breath all day. It's not that you're failing, it's that your mind is running on an old script, survival software built for a world where a wrong choice meant real danger, exile, or a fight you couldn't win. That software doesn't care about meaning, it cares about minimizing risk. So it teaches you to choose quickly, to choose what looks normal, to choose what other people choose, because speed feels like safety. And the more intelligent you are, the more convincing the trap becomes, because a high-potential mind can justify anything. You can rationalize a bad door, explain away the uneasy feeling, talk yourself into danger with perfect logic. So the villain isn't you. The enemy is the automatic filter beneath you, subconscious programming, the bias that confuses familiarity with safety, the conditioned response that rewards quick closure, the survival brain that would rather be wrong in familiar ways than right in unfamiliar ones. Now look at the doors, without guessing, without hunting, just observing. One looks clean, controlled, new paint, perfect handle, and your brain likes it because it feels orderly. But control can be a costume. Another looks worn, scuffed near the bottom, handle touched 1,000 times, and your brain might label it bad because it's imperfect. Yet imperfection can mean used, tested, survived. The third looks so normal it's easy to dismiss, and that's exactly the problem. Your attention is trained to chase what demands you. This is where the test becomes psychological, because the safest door isn't the one that looks safest. It's the one that leaves the right evidence, the kind your survival brain doesn't naturally prioritize. Airflow, dust patterns, hinge stress, light leaking beneath the frame, the silence around it. You're not choosing a door, you're watching two forces inside you negotiate, your eyes reporting what's there while your brain insists what must be there. You can feel that negotiation as cognitive friction, impatience, the urge to pick quickly, the internal push for closure. Your nervous system wants certainty because certainty feels like relief, but certainty is not truth. Your brain wants a decision so it can stop scanning. And that's why people walk into the same mistakes with confidence. They don't choose what's right, they choose what ends discomfort fastest. If you've been under pressure lately, you'll notice something else. The moment you slow down, your perception sharpens, not because you became smarter, but because you stopped obeying the first interpretation. That pause is the real skill, not force and not grind, because in that pause, you stop being dragged by old code and start reading what's actually present. But your brain has a back door, and most people never find it. They keep trying to win by pushing harder, thinking faster, judging quicker. This is the psychology of the 1%. Not money, not status, perception. Delaying the label, creating a small space between stimulus and meaning, and inside that space, you become sovereign. because the moment you can pause the automatic story, you can rewrite it with quiet precision, staying with the detail you want to skip, letting silence exist, holding your gaze to remain present, asking for a second story when the first one arrives, separating signal from noise, intuition from anxiety, truth from familiarity. And here's the unsettling question that stays after the doors. If your survival brain can convince you a dangerous door is safe just because it's familiar, how many times has it done that in your relationships, your work, the way you talk to yourself? And when you think you're choosing safety, are you choosing the door that protects you or the door that keeps you predictable?